Well, hi, how are you? Good to see you again. Where am I? I'm not there. Oh my gosh, I moved my bench. Where the backdrop now is going to be this lattice work. This bench here, my dad made it. I brought it with us from California. He made it for his ham radio and such, and it was just sitting out somewhere else, and I asked if I could have it, and he made that. You can't really tell, but he made that. Good man. Has a little thing underneath. Anyway, that's not why I called you here today. Let me explain this a little bit, what had happened here. Okay. Let me sit on my little bench. First off, this is like a little shrine that I kind of put together over time. Time, get it? Time. This sign here is about the oldest item, I guess. I had that when I lived on the west coast, I think it was. Yeah. Fort Myers, Cape Coral. And I had it on my front door. You know, people would still knock. Hold that thought. People would still knock on the door, and I'd say, "Can't you read? No, do not disturb." He says, "Well, I didn't think that meant me." I'm serious. And it'd be religious people and all sorts of people trying to sell shit. It didn't apply to them. They were, exempt. And then later I got this skull. I got this off Amazon. It has horns. Missy Rampage had knocked it off the wall, knocked it off the shelf, and one of the horns broke. So I had this hat. That hat used to be red. And I put the hat on it, and I called this one Wawa Poo from the Wise Warrior Path. And he was just a whiny thing, and he kind of coined the phrase Wawa Poo. So that's where that came from. And this was he had this dog named Rex, and this was Rectum. I called it Wawa Poo and Rectum. Wise Warrior Path and Rectum. Wise Warrior Path and Rex. Get it? And I got annoyed with Rex one day, or Wawa or Rectum here, and I took a katana and I cut his head off. It's a stuffed animal, don't worry about it. This thing up here is like a nucky I got off Amazon. It has some markings on it. It's just kind of sitting there. It's one of those impulse buys. What are you gonna do? And I got it on a long shaft. This here's a spear from something cutlery. And it's a nice spear, well made. And, the stuff got, laying under the shed, and it got rusted and so on and so forth. And what are you going to do? These katanas here are, well, this one here, they're inexpensive katanas. They started to fall apart. And this one here, I decided to test these Indian, Asian, whatever people that take a katana and they cut a nail in half, and I wanted to see how much damage it would do to the blade. Well, it's only that cheap 1045 steel, but it did some damage to the blade. This other one over here, those are bullet marks from a 223, and I actually got it a few times. I was trying to split the bullet. That's pretty cool, huh? I actually got it. So I mounted those. This thing over here is kind of what prompted this. I dropped my Hogue Deca when I was getting in the door. I reached for my keys, and the knife came out, and it hit the deck, and it went through this little half-inch opening between the deck and the wall, and it fell, and I had to go get it. And I found this clock. And it's like, of course it doesn't work, but it's a smiley clock, and it says, "Have a happy day." So it's kind of like sarcastic. So, and that's a mop, by the way, that's sitting on. So there you go. That's the shrine so far. I just kind of like keep adding crap, and it's this is one of my old sword stands that you make it out of a Christmas tree stand. So that's it. That's the meaning behind it all. That's the meaning of life. And I have to go now. I'm terribly busy. We'll see you. I gotta poop.